Hello and welcome back to my shop. I have recently installed the DRO on my milling machine, and while it works just fine, I'd like to share a few nuances with the world. I've got the 4-axis DRO from China, and it has some issues in itself that I'd like to quickly show to you now. The display has option to connect 5 data sources, 4 linear axis and 1 RPM display. However, the sockets are arranged in such a way that you cannot use cover to cover the display from dust and chips. The sockets are always in the way and you cannot use it fully without cutting it or doing something else. And as usual, the DRO kit comes with the brackets that are hardly of any use. As you can see, I used only one of them, and 3 angle brackets and 4 plates are left untouched. From the factory, this machine had scales. Those scales are long gone, but it still has the original cover for the x-axis right here that I used for my new scales. And only the scale on the x-axis got installed without a problem. Under this scale is a machine surface that used to have the original scale installed, and I used this surface as a reference to install the new one. However, I had to modify these brackets right here to install and adjust the scale, and I had to custom made the bracket to install the reading head. However, on the whole, the scale got installed without any major problems and it works just fine. And clearly the scale on the y-axis used to be installed right here. You can see the hole in the mounting place where I think it used to be the reading head. However, it's not there anymore, and it's actually quite a problem to install anything here. The distance between mounting hole at the top and the place on the stationary surface is quite big. Those surfaces are uneven, they are on different planes. And while I initially thought to install the scales in this place, I got rid of the idea and installed it on the other side. On the other side of the machine, there is much more room to install the scale. I put it on this very surface. There is no obstacles to install it, and there is no big gap between the stationary side and the moving side, so it was much easier. However, I had to install the custom bracket, and I'll try to show it to you. It goes from this side to this side to clamp the bracket, and I mounted the reading head via a custom angle plate. And I actually have no idea where the original scale for the Z-axis was installed on this machine. Clearly it wasn't here, because here there are adjustable stops for the machine to stop automatic feed. So I choose to install the scale on this side. It's not the best place for the scale here, because the opening is on this side. It's open to the chips when you're machining stuff. However, I couldn't find any better place to install the scale. When attaching the Z scale to the machine, I had to make this custom tabs from aluminum, and I didn't shorten those because I'm trying to figure out how to cover this scale from chips and debris. Currently I have 2 options. I can use the original cover in different modification. I can install something like this, and it adds some protection. However, there is still big opening on this side. Another option is to attach some roll-up protection that is mounted here on this tab and mounted out there on the reading head. So when you're moving down, the protection, some kind of strip, rolls up and covers this area right here, something like this. And when you're going up, it folds and rolls, and when the whole carriage going up, it folds and rolls or does something like this to get out of the way. And actually, for this reason, I didn't cut those tabs, because I might use it in future. And the original place to mount the DRO was somewhere in there. There were 4 bolt holes to mount the original DRO, and I used those bolt holes to mount my new one. However, for my convenience, I casted and machined some aluminum brackets here and here, and arranged it in such a way so I can adjust height and position of my DRO. However, I find it useful in very different cases. The DRO actually works. I can move any scale that I have connected, and at the moment I connected 3 scales. I have my 5 micron resolution on those scales, and I think for the milling machine is quite enough. I'm not sure how I will use the 4 axes that can be displayed at the moment. The digital display can display only 4 inputs out of 5. My idea is somehow I attach the scale to the head. The head is moving on this machine. You can move it backwards or forwards. So I will probably attach the scale and have a 4 axis on my machine. And that is actually it for now. I will add some machining footage on how I machine the brackets for the mounting of my DRO, but I lost a lot of it, so I'm not promising anything interesting. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.